everybody, welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to my house here in the dining room and everything. Don't really make a whole lot of videos here. Usually I'm in my car or out somewhere else or in my car. You know, it seems like about 90% of my videos are kind of like made in the car. Even some of my recent shorts videos, pretty much in my car. But we're not in the car today, surprisingly. We are actually home in my dining room, and I thought that I would give you guys a little bit of an update on what's been going on with me and Michelle, since it's been a few months since I announced that me and Michelle were dating and all that stuff. So, and I know some people have been kind of asking how we were doing and how things are going. So, thought I'd give you guys a bit of an update on that. So, stick around because the Vochek experience starts right now. Hello everybody, welcome back to another video of the Vochek experience, where idiots is still always us. Always me. You know I'm always going to be an idiot for you guys, because that's what we do on this channel. We're idiots, especially me, because it's fun. That's what we do. We like being idiots, and we like being an idiot on the internet, because what better place to be an idiot at but on the internet for everybody to see. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed your Halloween and everything. It's been about a week or so since Halloween, but I hope that everybody enjoyed it. I hope that if you have little kids and, family that went out trick-or-treating, or even if you just stayed at home and handed out candy, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope everybody got enough candy to last a lifetime, and hopefully nobody got diabetes this Halloween, which hopefully not, because diabetes kind of sucks. I should know. Kind of have type 2 diabetes, but anyway, I don't let that stop me, though. I really don't let that stop me. Yes, I do have type 2 diabetes, and yes, I do still probably eat a lot of unhealthy things, but I still keep my diabetes in check, though. That is one thing I will say I always try to keep in check is my diabetes. And my blood sugars are fairly good. They're in the really low 100s whenever I check. So oh no, we're doing good in that department. But anyway, beyond diabetes and all that stuff, I do hope that you guys had a really nice Halloween. And we're starting to get into the transition, coming to Thanksgiving, coming in a few weeks, and of course, getting ready for Christmas. And if you know me, and if you've been watching the channel for a very long time, you know that Christmas is my thing. Even though Halloween just got over and it's not Thanksgiving quite yet, I've already started listening to Christmas music, and I've already been getting ideas put together, and I'm going to be decorating for Christmas here very, very soon. In fact, I'll probably have most of my Christmas decorations, at least the outside decorations, up before Thanksgiving even gets here. Because that's just what I do. I'm obsessed with Christmas, and I just love the decorations. I love the whole process. I just love the whole holiday in general. I just love everything about Christmas. So be prepared. There's going to be some Christmas videos coming soon. As a matter of fact, I think my Christmas videos are probably going to start before we even get to Thanksgiving. So just be prepared for that. But with all that being said, let's kind of go back to what this video is really about, and that is me giving you guys an update on what's been going on with my relationship with Michelle, and all that good stuff. As you may or may not know, I announced that me and Michelle started dating back in June. It was like right before I went on my Disney vacation. We made it official and everything, and so because we made it official on Facebook and to our family, friends, and all that stuff, I thought, it would be good to make it official to you guys too here on YouTube, because I know a lot of you guys follow my videos, follow my channel, and you like to see what all I'm up to, which that's good, I guess, but I mean, I do these videos for you guys, so that you guys get to see what's been going on in my life and all that stuff, because I do like to share these things, and all that happy good stuff, and so I haven't really talked too much about, the relationship or anything like that since I announced it in June. Now, I have made some videos that had Michelle in it, but I just nothing to directly talk about our relationship and all that stuff. So first of all, let me just tell you that things are they're going good between me and her. They've been, actually the last month or so has been the best it's ever been, mostly due to the fact that I ended up quitting my job that I had before, where I was working like pretty much a whole month. I worked 7 months straight pretty much without hardly any days off, and I was only seeing her like maybe once a month. But since I switched jobs a few months ago and all that stuff, and I'm not getting, like buku's amounts of overtime, and I actually have time off, I'm actually getting a chance to see her more, and I'm getting to spend more time with her, and we're getting to grow our relationship a little bit more than what we were doing back when I was at the other company and barely seeing her at all. So I will say switching jobs has been a blessing for our relationship and all that stuff, because we have started coming a pretty good long way since the times when I wasn't able to see her very often. I mean, I don't get to see her every day or anything like that, but on my days off, I have a set schedule, so I have every other weekend off. So every other weekend that I'm off, I see her for at least 2 days. And I also try to see her during the week, at least once or twice during the week. So yes, we get to see each other a lot more often, which has been, like I said, it has been doing wonders for our relationship. Not to mention, we also started doing this little journey app. I don't know if you've heard of it. Some of you may have, some of you may not have, but there's an app out there called Paired. And what this is, it's an app where you get together with your partner and you answer like fun relationship questions and stuff. And sometimes these questions can get pretty deep, and requires you to think and stuff. And because we've been on that journey for a little over a month now, using this app, it has opened up our eyes to a lot of things in our relationship. It's had us get into some discussions and have dialogue on some things that maybe we weren't, like thinking about and stuff like that. And believe it or not, it has actually made our relationship stronger for that as well. So if you have not tried out this app, I would implore you to give it a try, especially with your partner, because, you never know. It might work for you, it may not work for you, but check it out. It's available on both the App Store for iPhone and for Android. So, it doesn't exclude anybody that's on one kind of platform or another, especially, with me and her. I have an iPhone, she has an Android phone. So, but either way, it's been great for our relationship, and even though it does present some tough, thought-provoking questions, like I said, it's been doing great for our relationship, and that's always good too. But even though that things are going better now since this new job and everything, we're still taking things slow. We're still, we're still in the phase of like seeing what works, what doesn't work. We're also like not rushing into anything. We're taking our time with a lot of things, just to make sure that it's stuff that we're comfortable about. And if there's anything, at least on my part, I always ask her first and foremost before anything if she's comfortable with it and stuff, because I just don't want to go ahead and do something that she's not comfortable with. You know what I mean? Because that may not, be good. You know what I mean? So I've been, very mindful of that. And of course, there is also reasons why we're also taking things slow. But a lot of the reasons why is just reasons I'm really not going to get into, mainly because those reasons are not my reasons to tell, and it's not my story to tell. And I'm not going to, get into all that and talk about that, especially on the channel here. If someday she feels comfortable sharing, or if she, says she's comfortable with me sharing some stuff, that's a whole other thing. But for right now, there are some things that are going to remain between me and her. I hope you guys understand that. I know a vast majority of you guys will, but I know there are some YouTubers out there, they share a lot. They share some things that maybe they shouldn't be sharing, but I try to be very mindful about some of the stuff I share. Now, when it comes to stuff about me, I don't mind sharing a lot of that stuff with you guys. As you know, I already share a bunch of stuff that's going on with me health-wise and, stuff like that. So, but it's just the fact that I respect her enough not to do that, with her. That's all up to her and all that stuff. And of course, also with all that being said, you'll still see her occasionally on the channel. You'll still see me post some things about her and stuff like that. It's just that she's not looking for being the main character of the channel, if that makes sense. A few weeks back, I did a video with me, Michelle, and her daughter Faith. We went to a corn maze. We had some fun doing that. Of course, I featured them on the channel, but, not to the extent where, like, they're the stars of the channel. So yeah, they will be included, especially Michelle. She will be included on the channel, just not, things won't be, focused entirely on her, like I focus a lot of things from my perspective and stuff like that, if that makes sense. I'm hoping I make sense, and of course, if you guys need some clarification about that and you have questions about that, don't hesitate to drop them in the comments and all that stuff. You know what I mean? I don't mind clarifying something if I'm not saying it to the point where you guys aren't really understanding all that much, if that makes sense. Because sometimes I can say something that seems okay in my brain, but it doesn't make sense like when I say it. Like I said, I'm an idiot. I don't hide it, especially up here. Sometimes my brain's not always working on all thrusters, if you know what I mean. So yeah, if you need anything that needs clarified, don't hesitate to, drop a comment, ask a question. I don't mind answering back the comments. If you do comment and it takes me a little bit to comment back, 9 chances out of 10, it's because I'm either at work, sleeping, or just doing something that I just can't check the comments at that particular time. But yeah, so for the most part, like I said, we are taking some things slow, and we have, gotten comfortable with quite a few things, and we're working on that. Every chance we get. Every time we see each other, we usually have some kind of conversation about our relationship or something that's going on, and we get closer that way. And I will say that, and don't get me wrong, I am not throwing Sarah under the bus or anything like that. I'm not saying anything, with my relationship to my late wife, Sarah. I'm not saying any of what our relationship was bad or anything. It's just that every relationship is different and stuff. And I will say that a lot of things that are going on in our relationship, like me and Michelle's relationship, is a lot of breath of fresh air, just because it is like coming from a different perspective and stuff like that. And it's just been, a lot of things have been eye-opening and stuff like that, if that makes sense. Things that are, just, I don't know what the right word I'm trying to say is, but basically, this relationship is a breath of fresh air, especially for me, and it's also been a very big breath of fresh air for Michelle as well. And like I said, I'm not going to get into, the reasons on her end, because that's just not my position to tell all that stuff. So, but yeah, it has been definitely a breath of fresh air for the both of us, and pretty eye-opening, and it has brought us closer together for sure. And there's no disputing that. And I will say that one of the major milestones that we have achieved within the last couple of weeks here, and I have no issue telling about this, is the fact that we did get to the stage where I was the first one to do it. I actually said, "I love you" first. I said it one night before I went into work. I didn't say it personally, like verbally, but as I was getting ready to go into work, I always text her before I go in. Especially, I text her a good night message because I work night shift, and she usually, she's in bed while I'm working, So I usually send her, a good night message and stuff before I go into work. And I thought, it was time. I know I've felt that way for a while now. But and it's just finding the right moment, finding the right time to say it, and of course, me saying those words, "I love you," is not something that I say willy-nilly to anybody. When I say it, I mean it. There's feeling behind it. There's a reason I say it. And just that one night, I was like, you know what? It feels like the right time for me. So I typed it out. I said, "I love you." I hit send, and I went to work, and as it turns out that she felt the same way. But, so that's a major, major milestone for the both of us. We actually have acknowledged that we are, in love with each other, and we say I love you whenever I'm leaving her house to go home, or she's leaving my house, or when it's time to go to bed, we say I love you to each other, and it's something that we both mean to each other, because she even said that as well. When I first said it, when she did say it back, she said the same thing I did, that's not something that she just says willy-nilly. When she says it to mean it. So we both know that when we say it, we really mean it, and all that good stuff. And actually, believe it or not, too, I will say this, that I can't believe how fast the time has gone either. I was just checking, as a matter of fact, on the Paired app, they have a thing on there where you can put in your anniversary date of like when you started dating or when you got married, stuff like that. But since we're not married or anything, I put in the date that we consider to be our first date, the date that we consider to be when we first started dating, which is March 16th of this year. And as a matter of fact, it's about a week and a half from now, actually. About a week and a half, it's going to be 8 months that we've been dating. And it's just like, really, it's been almost 8 months. It's like, wow, like that time just flew. And I'm not saying that's not a bad thing or anything, it's just like things are just going that good that you just don't, recognize the passage of time. Even when me and her are together, when we're spending time together and stuff, time just, it goes out the window. We can go do something, get back to the house or something like that, to like her house at like 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and we just start talking about stuff, and the next thing we know, one of us looks down at either our watch or the time on our phone or something like that, and it's like 11 o'clock at night, and it's like, we've been sitting here talking for that long, and it doesn't even seem like it. And like time basically has no meaning when me and Michelle are together. So yeah, so that's another thing that I will say that lets me know that our relationship is on the right path and is doing good, because time just flies when we're together. There's never a dull moment, never an awkward conversation, never weird, awkward pauses in conversations where we don't know what to say. It's, we just keep the conversation going. As a matter of fact, the one day, me, Michelle, her daughter Faith, and my mother went to Knoebels, and we had a great time that day and everything. But on the way back, because it is like a 2.5 hour drive to get there and everything, on the way back, me and Michelle were just talking and talking and talking and talking like nonstop and everything. And after I dropped Michelle and Faith off at their place and everything, and we were heading home, me and my mother was like, I didn't think you guys were ever gonna stop talking. You guys are like, just yapping. I was like, that's just what we do when we get together. We talk and we talk and we talk, and it's never dull. So like I said, that to me, that's another good thing as well. So I will say our relationship is going pretty good still, and things are, like I said, they're on the right track and everything, and all that good stuff. And the one thing that I do enjoy is when we do have those sit downs and we talk about, our relationship and different things. That's always like some of the best times I have, when we're, just sitting there by ourselves and we're just talking about us, and all that happy good stuff. And another thing that I will let you guys know that I started also going to church with Michelle as well. She is in charge of the nursery at the church she goes to. So she's usually in the nursery, with the little kids and stuff, while everybody is at the service and stuff. And I've been going to church. I've been going to the services and stuff. And now I don't get to go all the time. Because of my work schedule, I'm only off every other weekend, so I only get to go every other week. But I've been enjoying going to church there, where she goes, even though I really don't get to, sit with her or anything like that, because she's always in the nursery. And stuff. I mean, so far, since I've been going back to church, there's only been one time that she didn't have nursery, because she does have helpers and stuff like that. And it just so happens that somebody else was doing nursery the one Sunday I was there, so we did sit together, which was nice, and, and all that good stuff. And now, I will say this. I grew up going to church and stuff like that. I went to church a lot when Sarah was still alive and everything. But the last few years, though, even before Sarah passed, both me and Sarah kind of stepped back from the church a little bit. Like, I'm not going to get into the reasons why, but we kind of went back a little bit. Not saying that we stopped believing. That's not the case. I still believe, in God. I still consider myself a Christian. So don't get me wrong on that. You know what I mean? It's just that just some things going on just kind of made me step back and stuff like that. And it's been a while. And so going back to church again, I decided to, because I've been wanting to go back for a while, but I just didn't know where to go, because the church that I grew up in, church I always went to, kind of shut down recently, so I kind of can't go back there. But she invited me to go to church, and so I took her up on the offer and everything, and I've been very impressed with the church that she goes to. I like going, and the people that she goes to church with have been very welcoming and stuff like that. That every time I am there, they always shake my hand, and they ask me how I'm doing. And even when I'm not there, they're like, "Well, where's Joey? Why isn't he here?" And she has to let them know that I'm working. But I also decided me and Michelle went to the church secretary, and I filled out some paperwork for them to get my clearances and stuff like that, so that I would be cleared and okay to work with the young kids at the church. So that sometimes I could help Michelle out in the nursery, which I'm looking forward to doing that. I haven't heard anything yet about my clearances. I'm not concerned about them coming back, any kind of negative way, because of the job that actually I do now, my actual job. I work with a lot of disabled individuals and stuff like that. So I already technically I have my clearances and stuff like that, but it's just the fact they need to run their clearances at the church. So I'm actually excited to get the go ahead and everything, and I'm actually excited to actually serve in the church alongside Michelle. I have served in churches in different capacities throughout the years, mostly doing like filming the church services and stuff like that, for the church, so that they could take the video and put it out there for people who can't come to church and stuff like that. I've done that. I've run the sound system on occasion, but I've never served with anybody who was also my partner. So this is exciting. Once that actually does happen, I'm pretty sure I'll do a video and let you guys know how that all went. But I'm excited for this, and I'm excited to serve with her in the church in that capacity, because she does have a big heart for children, especially young children and stuff. And she loves doing the nursery, and she loves the nursery kids and stuff like that. So I think this is also going to be fun, and it's going to be something different, and it's going to be a great bonding experience for both me and Michelle. So I'm looking forward to that as well. So there you go. That's pretty much the lowdown. That's pretty much what's been going on. That's pretty much the update on what's going on with my relationship with Michelle and everything. Like I said, I haven't gave you guys too much of an in-depth an update since I let you guys know that me and her were dating, back in June. And here it is, it's going to be Thanksgiving in a few weeks. And of course, I invited both her and Faith to come to the house here for Thanksgiving. So that's going to be fun, and and all that stuff. So far, it looks like I'm off Thanksgiving Day, so that's going to be fun. Don't have to worry about trying to figure out a different day to celebrate Thanksgiving. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited. This is going to be, celebrating the holidays for the first time with Michelle, and of course celebrating it for the first time with Faith and stuff like that. I really wish that I could also include Michelle's other daughter, Hope, but unfortunately, she lives in Texas right now. That's a little too far from Pennsylvania. But I do plan on at some point. I do want to meet her, and we are kind of talking about when possibly that could be. Like most likely, probably me and Michelle going out to Texas to visit. Hope out there and stuff like that. But once all that stuff gets more closer and all that stuff, I'll let all you guys know more about that, as it gets closer. But right now, it's all still in the very, very beginning of the planning stages and all that good stuff. But I am looking forward to spending the holidays with Michelle and Faith. And, and I think it's going to be fun, and it's going to be, not just fun for me, but I think it's going to be fun for everybody, and all that good stuff. So, but that's about it for the video. That's going to about do it. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and hit that notification bell so you get notified of future videos. And of course, if you want to support this dumb little channel of mine, and let's face it, this channel is pretty dumb. You can do so two different ways. Either by hitting that join button, become a member of the Idiot Squad, or you can scan the little QR code that's going to pop up on the screen. It's going to take you to Cash App. You can donate that way if you like. You don't have to if you don't want to. It's all voluntary, all that stuff. I will never, ever, ever come on here and beg for money. That's just not my thing. And of course, if you want to follow me in all the major socials, and if you want to check out the merch store and all that good stuff, check out the link down below in the description. Takes you right to the link tree and all the relevant, if I can talk, all the relevant links. God, I can't talk. That you ever want to know, it's all there in that link tree. So check that out if you have not done that yet. And I hope that you guys are getting into the holiday mood, getting into the spirit of things, getting ready, for Turkey Day. That's going to be coming in the next few weeks. And then I also hope that you guys are getting ready for Christmas and all that stuff. And I also hope that you guys are getting ready for the cold months ahead, because it's starting to get colder out there. And that also means that snow ain't going to be too far behind, unfortunately. So I hope you guys are all getting ready for all that good stuff. But anyway, right now I gotta get ready. I gotta go to work soon, so I gotta get things ready for that. I gotta figure out something for myself for dinner and all that stuff. So, because I work the next 2 nights. But with all that being said, I hope you're all having a good day, good night, good week, whatever the case is when you're watching this, because, I never know exactly when you are watching this. And as always, I'll see y'all in the next video. And until then, bye for now, guys.